All of the 35mm lenses that Fujifilm have put out are top quality. Personally, I love the 35mm f1.4. I think that's a classic. And both f2 lenses put out top quality images. But if we're honest, most of them can't really keep up with hybrid shooting in 2022 and beyond. At least not at the level that the tech world, you know what I mean, tech world demands these days. Now, the official headline for today's lens is a new standard of quality. And you know what? After using this 33mm for a while now, I have to say, they're not wrong, are they? This intro, in fact, is being shot on my X-T4 with the 33mm f1.4 RLMWR. And as always, we're going to take a look at it up close, throw up a lot of random samples and have a little chat about it. So let's crack on then. Nice manual focusing ring, typical quality clicked aperture ring from f1.4 to 16, and with the aperture lock there. Very, very cool. Now this lens of course has weather sealing, very nice, very decent and necessary for many addition. Lens hood there, filter thread size of 58mm, closest focusing distance 30 centimeters. There are 9 diaphragm blades, 15 elements in 10 groups, so a lot of glass. Now the lens only weighs 360 grams, so all in all a decent package. Let's see how we get on. Although it's bigger and heavier than the 35mm lenses from Fujifilm, it isn't out of place at all on the X-T4 that I'm using. Now the manual focus ring is very easy to get on with, and the aperture ring is that typical Fujifilm quality aperture ring that a lot of us are used to. Importantly, the autofocus is spot on, and you should definitely notice a difference over previous generation lenses, although I've only tried this on the T3 and the T4 so far, so let us know in the comments below if you've used this 33mm on an older body and how you get on. For now, here's a very random autofocus test, similar to the one you saw last week in the 23mm video, of course. In all fairness, the very first time I got this particular copy of the lens, I put it on my camera that I use for zoom. I know that's overkill, and that's where I'd normally use this 33mm from Viltrox on the T3, and I've used the same lens on a lot of these videos, but this one, the 33mm from Fujifilm, is clearly sharper, and having shot a lot of stills with it now, the sharpness is evident wide open and across the frame. The detail really is excellent, and I can't wait to see how it performs on the next generation of bodies, because this is already performing so well. Now there is a little chromatic aberration in high contrast scenes, and there's purple fringing wide open at times. It's not a perfect run, but you know, that's not a big issue for me, and it won't put me off buying the lens. Everything is pretty well corrected, so for me, again, it doesn't affect me in the real world. What about you? As it is a standard focal length, distortion is barely present. Now if you stop down a little bit, you get the very best performance, say around 2.8, and things like chroma are gone by around f2. Some vignetting is present wide open, and it takes a few clicks to get rid of that, but that's fairly standard for a lens like this. The lens handles bright light very well, I have to say, and can produce decent sun stars at around f16. Now, that ever personal one, bokeh, it's okay. It's not magical, but it's pleasing. And generally, I've got no real complaints about it, even if the lighting where you shoot is not ideal, such as in this set of samples now. As the new standard nifty 50 for Fujifilm, it's mostly great news. The lens retails about $699 here in the UK, and I've seen it already secondhand for $580. Now typically, for basically everything, prices will just keep going up, so it's not a cheap one. And that means this might not be the one for you, considering there are lenses out there that are fairly similar in end result for a lot less. The Viltrox, for example, is around $200 secondhand, $299 new, and definitely not a bad lens at all. But if you have to have the very best and you're okay with it being a bit bigger and a bit more expensive than the rest, then this 33mm is the, well, it's a cracking standard lens. It's the one to get, and it'll see you good now and into the next generation of cameras to come.